Hey guys, it's Kevin, Lifestyle Overland here, coming to you with our second installment in the Getting Started series. Now today, we're going to be talking to you about your first steps in the Overland lifestyle by helping you plan a simple and achievable Overland trip. Now if you're new to the channel and you missed the first episode, we've got a link somewhere down here below where you can get caught up on the proper mindset for Overland travel. So take a look and come back here. I'll wait. Okay, ready? Roll that intro. So you're ready to bite the bullet and head out on your first Overland adventure. And we're incredibly excited for you because we know all too well how rewarding this lifestyle can be. So let's jump right in. Now the most important step into getting started with Overland travel is to simply get outside. But we understand that planning your first trip can feel daunting, especially if you're starting out on step one and comparing that to someone else who's been building the rig and kit for years. Now I mentioned this in our previous Getting Started video, but I want to touch on it one more time. You can absolutely build your Overland kit piece by piece over the course of years and still create phenomenal memories for yourself and your family. Remember, don't get overwhelmed with buying all the fancy camping gear or getting bogged down in the expensive vehicle mods. Just yet anyhow. Now obviously there are a few basic pieces of gear you're going to need before starting this, but I'm not going to get into the details of these items just yet. So be sure to subscribe for the next installment where we're going to dive into the nitty-gritty parts of building out a well-rounded kit. For now, let's just focus on what a basic camping kit looks like. For starters, water. Now, you're going to want that in the right quantity for your group, which is usually about 1 gallon of water per person per day. And food. You're going to want to take more than you need, and that includes fresh foods along with a selection of freeze-dried or non-perishable items to keep in reserve in case things go sideways. Next is a heat source. Now that's a basic camp stove or provisions for a campfire, but remember to follow proper campfire use methods and check for any fire restrictions before you light it up. And then the big one, that's shelter. A good waterproof tent, which is sized right for your family, along with sleeping pads, blankets, and pillows. Next is proper clothing. Bring an assortment and think about dressing in layers to adjust the temperature fluctuations, especially at higher altitudes. And then there's your health and safety items, which is going to include a first aid kit, as well as a collection of over-the-counter medication and prescription meds if you need them. Don't forget a means of communication with the outside world if things go south and you need help. And last but not least, toilet paper and a small shovel. Make sure you're pooping responsibly even in the wilderness, because if you think stepping in dog poop is bad, well. And yeah, we're going to have a video on that subject coming up as well. Again, this is a simplified list, so see the links in the description for a more detailed checklist if you need more direction before our next video. Now, on to the fun part, keeping it attainable. Answer this: how many other trips have you gone on where the getting there portion was just as exciting, if not more exciting, than the destination itself? This is one aspect that makes overlanding different from your average camping weekend. When overlanding, your destination is wherever you are. It is truly about the journey and not just about the points of interest in between, which creates an entirely new perspective on travel. If you're a complete newcomer to the outdoor lifestyle, there's no shame in practicing in your own backyard, a local campground, or a nearby state park. The goal here is to keep it enjoyable and, if necessary, make it easy to retreat if you find a flaw in your planning or gear. There are some of you who have probably gotten a taste of the Overland lifestyle and you are ready to go full bore and conquer the Pan-American Highway. And while we're not trying to stop you, it's important to keep your route within the state or a few hours from home as you develop your skills and comfort level. The main reason for this is it's going to help you focus on the experience and not worry about unfamiliar territory, weather, or wildlife. Keep it simple and start with choosing 1 or 2 destinations on an overnight or weekend trip. Do a few of those and you're going to be well on your way to gaining the experience you need to tackle a longer and more remote route. Now for those of you who are ready to mix in some trails, remember to make sure your rig can actually handle the trail you choose to conquer. Do your research and know what type of obstacles lie ahead. And yes, I hear you. Some of you are asking, well, how do I do that? Stay tuned. We're going to be covering that subject in an upcoming video. But for now, just remember the fastest way to find good trails is to get plugged in with the community and link up with those who already know. Better yet, find others willing to travel with you and show you the ropes. Remember, if you come to an obstacle or find trail conditions that seem above your skill level or vehicle capabilities, don't be afraid to turn around. Egos should be left at home so you can live to adventure another day. Now, one of our family goals this year is to be more intentional about our travel, because we've had many of those last minute, hey, let's just wing it kind of trips, which you can get away with after becoming a more seasoned overlander. But I'm going to tell you right now that having a well thought out plan makes a huge difference in your experience on the road. And what that means is, don't go into your first trip thinking that you're just going to figure it out along the way. Be strategic, have a plan, and be prepared. In addition to using Gaia GPS, it's a great idea to have a variety of intel available to give you a well-rounded idea of what to expect. These apps include iOverlander, Google Maps, the Overland Bound app, and yes, even paper maps. It's old school, I know, but it's important to have that when technology is not on your side or fails. Now, I know that safety probably isn't everyone's favorite topic to spend a lot of time on, but it's one that every overlander should consider before each trip. Every trip is going to be different, and it's going to hold a variety of risks that you want to be prepared for. Now, with that being said, it's important to know what specific risk you could be facing during your time in the wilderness. To make this simple, we've broken it down into 5 different categories. This is not by any means a comprehensive list, and you need to take full responsibility for your safety and do your own research before going. So those 5 points are going to be vehicle readiness, wildlife awareness, personal health, weather preparedness, and personal security. It's obvious vehicles are the central part of the overlanding pastime. We could and will dedicate an entire series on the build strategies and options that are out there. But for right now, I want to emphasize the importance of getting out there and enjoying the rig that you have in your driveway right now. Remember, we're keeping this simple for now, so ensure you've had it recently serviced, checked all its fluids, and have a solid spare tire just in case. Next is wildlife awareness. Before you get out there, be sure and research what kind of wildlife can be found in the area that you're planning to adventure in. Now, a practical example of that is if you're going into bear country, you might want to bring bear spray. If mosquitoes are going to be an issue, you probably want to bring some type of bug protection. Also, food and trash management in these areas is an important part of camping responsibly. Make sure you keep it guarded, whether that is from the bears or the raccoons. We recommend taking a wilderness first aid class before choosing to venture anywhere too far from medical help. The great part about modern technology is that many first aid classes and certifications are available online. Take the time to do this because it could mean the difference between life or death. And in addition to educating yourself, be sure to have a well thought out first aid kit on board and consider carrying an EpiPen in case you or someone else in your group has a life-threatening allergic reaction on the road. Now, in case of a medical emergency or otherwise, be sure everyone in the group knows where the nearest hospital is and have an exit route planned. It also helps to take note of cell service availability and consider adding a satellite communication device to your kit early on, kind of like this Garmin inReach Mini. And on that note, be sure to let someone know who's not in your party what your travel plans are and when to expect you back. Give them clear instructions on what to do if you haven't been in touch with them by a specific time. Now, as to weather preparedness, we're going to keep this one short because it's kind of an obvious risk, but come prepared for any kind of weather, not just what's in the forecast. And finally, personal security. While we like to believe that everyone we meet out on the road is family and wouldn't do anything to personally harm us, we feel it would be naive of us to completely ignore vehicle and personal security. At the end of the day, your safety is up to you. Staying situationally aware is the first step in keeping yourself safe. Traveling in a group greatly increases your level of security, and since many folks have varying degrees of comfort on the subject of firearms, we highly recommend this option if you are unfamiliar with firearm safety. Like a first aid kit, you can do far more harm than good if you don't possess the required skills to use them. All right, so let's fast forward and touch on your return from trip number 1. Congratulations, you did it. Now you've got a few nights under your belt, and if you're anything like us, you are itching to get back out there. You've also probably learned a few things about your gear, your rig, and your overland companions, if you're traveling with someone else. This gives you a good vision as to what your future overlanding style might just look like and how to move forward with that. Every overlander's travel style is going to be different from the next, so your ideal trip and travel setup may look different from ours. We find that your style of travel usually lies in the why of overland. Maybe you're doing it to get away from the crowds. Maybe you're out just testing your vehicle capabilities or your own capabilities. Maybe it's all about connecting with family and friends. Obviously, this list can go on, but if you can really pinpoint your why, then you can create the most satisfying overland experience for yourself. Now, like we said in the first episode, it is impossible to cover every detail of overland travel preparation in a single video. But the purpose of this video is to encourage you to take your first steps in a safe space to help familiarize yourself with the life in the great outdoors. You're going to learn a lot from your first trip, and honestly, we're still learning and we don't expect to ever stop. One thing I like to do is to keep notes on the lessons learned on the trail. And you can do this many different ways. My favorite is to use the Google Keep app, which is right on my phone, and I can use it offline anytime. So we're going to be peeling back the layers of each of these topics over the coming months. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that we can continue to help you outfit yourself for your own overland journey. Now in the next video, we're going to dive into some of the gear that has greatly increased our safety and comfort while living life on the trail. This is going to help you wade through a myriad of options to ensure that your next investment has the greatest impact possible on your enjoyment. So stay tuned and stay curious. We'll see you on the next one.
Lifestyle Overland is supported by viewers like you. If you like following our adventures, then please join us on patreon.com/lifestyleoverland. Thank you, painters, for all your support. Until next time, stay curious.